So imagine my surprise when I strolled up to my local theater looking to partake in some cinema, some classic entertainment, and I see posters of this little blue hamster with Down syndrome known as Sonic plastered all over the windows, all over the walls, and all over the theater itself, promoting yet another trash film, a sequel that never should have been made, point blank, period. Number one, dunk that shot. It is a truth bomb in its purest form fact. But yet, now we've got the retirement of the comedic legend. Yes, that's air quotes, comedic legend Jim Carrey to go along with it. Now, I want to make one thing very clear to my people. My people are used to truth. Allow me to bestow upon you a nugget of wisdom. Jim Carrey is not retiring from acting. Why would you retire from the only thing that you've been doing for the past 30, 40 years and you've gotten paid damn good money to do it when you're still willing and able? This isn't a Bruce Willis situation, folks. Jim Carrey could continue being a mustache-twirling villain for all the rest of the future installments of this Sonic movie series, of which there will be many, unfortunately. No, he's coming out here and saying that he is going to retire because of one very specific reason. He realizes that if he wants to cash in on the masses' stupidity, he needs to get asses in seats. People need to sell tickets to this abortion of a movie. So he's coming out saying, hey, this is my last hoorah. You want to see Jim Carrey's last performance? Get your ass to the theater and buy a ticket to Sonic the Hedgehog 2. No, I won't do that because quite frankly, the first Sonic movie was the worst video game adaptation I have ever seen in my life. Now, there are good video game adaptations and there are bad video game adaptations. Allow me to give an example of each. Bad video game adaptation. Sonic the Hedgehog completely disregards the source material's charm, wit, humor, all of that gone down the fucking toilet like a log you just laid after a night of heavy drinking, instead replaced with manufactured humor, play it safe PG political correctness to the extreme, and an aging comedic icon who, let's be honest, folks, just doesn't have it anymore. Example of a great video game adaptation. Super Mario Bros. From the 90s with John Leguizamo. Completely faithful to the original source material. Easily the best video game movie adaptation of all time. One that I will pay and continue to pay to own on every single format that it releases upon. It is the greatest video game movie. Quite frankly, any video game adaptation after that, whether we're talking Tomb Raider, both the Angelina Jolie ones from the early 2000s, and the 2018 one starring a woman I have no desire to even learn her name because she can't act to save her life, whether we're talking about Uncharted, starring that sissy Tom Holland and that has-been Mark Wahlberg, whether we're talking about Rampage, and yes, both The Rock and Negan from The Walking Dead getting in on the video game adaptation cash flow, or we're talking about the garbage that is Sonic the Hedgehog. They all have one thing in common. They were written, directed, produced, and starred by people who have no idea what the hell the original source material is. Ask yourself this, do you think The Rock played Rampage before he starred in the movie? Or did he look at how much his check was going to be and sign on without a moment's notice, without blinking twice, because he knew he wanted an extra zero in his bank account? Similarly, do you think that Jim Carrey gives two shits about being faithful to the original Sonic games? Hell no. He is literally a caricature in this movie, a mustache-twirling villain who knows no bounds to letting his shitty acting infest the world of cinema, my industry that deserves better. And quite frankly, I know you deserve better too, you just don't want to admit it. So, back to my story. I strolled up to the local theater, and I saw that they had this trash Sonic the Hedgehog 2 playing. Now, I'm not the type of person that decides what type of movie or what title they're going to see beforehand. I drive my ass to the local theater. I roll up on the cashier at the main window. If it's a woman, she's immediately charmed by me. I know I'm getting my tickets for free. But I go over the playing titles, and I decide on one that appeals to the quadruple digit IQ having capacity that I'm holding upstairs. I want something that stimulates me on an intellectual level. So I'm going to make the recommendation to all of you to, instead seeing that manufactured garbage that is Sonic the Hedgehog 2, instead of putting more money into the pockets of fat, rich CEOs who don't understand video game adaptations, be like me and see Poppy Field instead. Poppy Field is a very good film, one that you can see just from the cover here encompasses everything you would ever want in a film, and it certainly does stimulate you on both an intellectual level and another level that we're not quite going to talk about here. Point being, don't waste your money, don't waste your time, don't waste what little time you have on Earth. Don't take 2 hours out of your day to see Sonic the Hedgehog 2, because, spoiler alert, they're 2 hours you won't get back, and they're 2 hours that you're going to take to the grave wholeheartedly regretting. This is a sequel to a film that never should have been made. This is a film that is ruining cinema in its plainest form. This movie right here, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, is not only liquid shit in cinema form, it is all-encompassing of what you idiots are willing to pay for in 2022, and that is about the saddest goddamn thing I have ever heard.